Hi guys, so this is another video on queries, and in this video I'm going to create queries based on the tables that we created in the previous video. So before we start, I want to tell you that this project is an examination, and in each examination there are set of rules that must be followed. So these videos that I create are only for educational purposes, and I'll not be responsible for any form of exam misconduct. So please take care and follow the examination rules. So we are going to start by creating a query by using the query wizard. So we are going to create a query based on the package payment table. We'll select it from here, then we put all the fields. We are going to need all the fields. We are going to leave the name as it is, package payment query. Then we modify the query. So in this query is going to perform a few calculations such as the price of the package and the total amount of the total cost of the package for a person who has ordered a package. So we are going to create a formula or an expression on this field. Let's remove these square brackets, we don't need them. We are going to create an expression that will automate the prices of the packages. So in the question paper, we were given that the price of the packages, this part here, single hive is 15,000, mini package 120,000, and the full package is 190,000. So we are going to create this query to automatically set the price of each package. So this is the formula that we are going to use. So we are going to select the field by clicking on the tables here, then we select the tables that you want. So we are going to use the package name. So first of all, let's remove this part. It's going to make work difficult. So we are going to say if package name is single hive, then put a comma. So then the price of the package according to the question paper is 15,000. So I'm going to say if package name is single hive, then the price is 15,000. 15,000. Then you put a comma. Then we go to the next. If put some brackets, package name is equals to the mini package, then the price is 120,000. Then comma, if the package name is equals to full package then the price of the package is 190,000. So since you have three expressions here, you have single hive, mini hive, and the full package, then you are going to close it with three brackets. Then you press OK and you run. So it has taken us to the datasheet view, meaning that there are no errors that we have encountered. So I go back to design view, and also we want to create another expression on the total cost of the package, which is right here. Go to build, then you remove the square brackets. I'm going to put a full column. Then for the packages, for the total cost of package, we are going to, let me remove this first so that I can explain. We have the number of packages and the price of the packages. So if a farmer orders a package, for us to find the total price, we are going to multiply the price for the package times the number of packages that he or she has ordered. So that will give us the total cost of the packages. So we are going to create an expression whereby this time we are not going to use the if function. We are just going to select the fields, which is the number of packages multiplied by the price of each package, whereby we are going to use where is it, the package name. No, not the package name, but the package price. So this function is going to give us the total cost of the packages that has been ordered. So we are going to run it, meaning that there is no errors. So we can we can put some sample data. So we see if it's fully functional. But before that, we are going to add a few table here. That is the farmers table. This is because we want some of the fields in the farmers table to appear on our query. So the farmer name, we're not going to get it from the package payment table. We're going to obtain it from the farmers table. Also the phone number, the location, only those fields we are going to obtain them from the farmers table. So we are going to save this query and close it. So last time we didn't put some data, some sample data. You can add some data here, like farmer name. You can say Mary Odhiambo. Phone number, let's say 07. The location, Eldoret. Gender, female. Date of registration, just choose any date. We can add another person, let's say Samuel Obunga. Phone number, location Mombasa, male, date of registration, any date. So let's use this let's use this sample data to see if our query works. So before So we are going to input some sample data to see if our queries have worked or not. So we have package name, let's choose single hive. This it doesn't matter. Then you see now our single hive price is set to 15,000. Now the number of packages, let's say 2, farmer ID 1, then okay. So you can see that when you typed the farmer ID, the farmer name, phone number, and the location are automatically recorded in the table. This is because we created a link between the package payment table and the farmers table. So you can choose the date of purchase. So these two fields, the package status and the approval status, will come and work on it later. So we can see, so it brings us an error message that another record is required in the package available table. So we are going to fill this table for the other one, for the query to work. So we have single hive package. Let's put on capital letter. Then we have the mini package and the full package. So the single hive package is 15,000. The mini package is 120,000, and the full package is 190,000. So that's it. So let's save this table and then we close. So when you come back here, it will still give us this error message. So I want to tell you that if you are using Access 2019 or maybe 2016, I don't know if also 2013 has the same problem. But if we go to the table, package payment table, let's first of all close this query. So if you go to this table, design view, then we select the field package ID. You can see here that the default value is 0. So this is why it's giving us this error message, because the default value is 0. So if you are using Access 2007, this problem will not be there. We are supposed to remove this 0 for the query to work. So when we come back to the query, we add a record. We don't need to put an ID there. So let's say 2, farmer ID 1, the date of purchase, maybe second. Then you can see here the total cost is 30,000. So we can come and add another record. You see now it doesn't bring the error message again, since we put the default value to 0. For some of you, if you included the transport ID field, it will have the same problem. So just follow the same procedure to remove the default value. So mini package on 20,000, let's say you ordered 1, farmer ID 2, the date of purchase, and then let's see if it has calculated there. So it has given us our total cost. So let's go and work on these two fields right here. So let me take you back to the question paper, where it says that a farmer seeking services from a company is required to provide personal details. The details are captured and the farmer is required to make full payments for the services sought. Once the payment has been verified, services are approved and offered. So the reason why we included these two fields is because the question says that once the payment status is paid, then the order will be approved. If not, if the payment is not made, so the services will not be approved. So we go back to the design view, and this time we are also going to create another expression on the approval status field. So you can remove this field, you don't need it. So on the approval status field, you are going to add an expression. So this expression is going to give us the status of the payment. So if it is paid, we are going to set it as approved. If not, we are going to set it as not approved. So this is how the function will look like. So if now we select the field from the query, not the table. So if payment status is equals to paid, let's use small letters, paid, sorry, then it will be approved. So we are going to separate it with the comma, then open the brackets again. So we write here approved. Then we close. Then we put another comma. Otherwise, not approved. So basically, this function is going to set if the payment status is paid, then it will be approved. If it is not paid, it is not going to be approved. So let's run this, and then we see. So if we type here paid, it is going to set it as approved. So if the field is empty, it will also put not approved. So if we put not paid, it will automatically set it as not approved. So the services will not be offered to the customer. So you can also come here on this field. You can create a drop down list for paid and not paid. We're not going to do that right now, but this is all about in this query. So let's save it, then we close. So we are going to create another query, and this query we are going to create based on the service table. So we'll create using query wizard. Then we're going to select the service table, input all the fields. Then let's say it's called the service query. You can modify it. So in this query, we are going to also build some expressions. So on the first expression we are going to create is here on the total cost of service. So we are going to create an expression that is going to calculate all the services that a customer has purchased. So first of all, we remove the square brackets, then put a full colon. So the function that we are going to use here is, since the service type we only have one, which is training, we are going to create an expression that will set the training fee automatically to 7,000 as indicated in the question paper. So this is how the formula will look like. So if now we are going to select the field which is service type. So if service type is equals to training, is equals to training, then the service fee is 7,000. So otherwise, if the service type is not available, let's use the short form of not available, NA, then the service fee will be 0. So we're going to close using two square brackets, two brackets. Okay. If we run and it shows us no error, then we are good to go. So we did not include a drop-down list in our table, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's close it. Yes, we want to save. In the service table, let's go to design view. Then the service type, we are going to create a combo box that will give us. So we can create, you can say training and not available. So then you save and close it. When I come back here, so if we want service type training, then automatically it gives us 7,000. But you select not available, the value is 0. So also here, the item purchased, we are also going to create a drop-down list in this field. So we go back to the service table, design view. So item purchased, we're going to look up. So the items that we are supposed to have are one, the accessories, honey harvesting kits, you can say kits, yeah, and honey extractors, and also we can put not available. This is in case a customer doesn't want to purchase any of this and only wants to purchase the services. So let's save it and go back to our query. So let's go ahead and create a function that will give us the total cost of items, since here we only did for the services. So let's go and create a function for this. So let's go to design view. So I've already created for services. We're going to create for the total cost of item. So we are going to use a function that is going, if we select an item, then it's going to give us its price. So the formula we are going to use is if, open brackets, then the item purchased, which is this field, is equals to, we start, let's say accessories, then the price for accessories is 2,500, then comma, if item purchased is equals to honey harvesting kits then the price for honey harvesting kits is 600 shillings. If item purchased is equals to honey extractors, then the price for honey extractors is 13,000, comma, if item purchased is equals to not available, then the price will be 0. So I'm going to close it with 4 brackets. So this formula is going to set the price of each item based on the question paper. So we can click OK, then we run. So you can see there is no errors that we have encountered. So we have selected accessories. So the price of accessories is 2,500. Let's take the number of accessories. Let's say 2. Farmer ID, you can input it as 1. So date of purchase, you can choose any. So, but we are not yet finished with this query. So you can add a table, which is farmers table, so that it can give us data from the farmers table. We're going to select the name, farmer name, to come from the farmer table. Then the total cost of all the services. We are going to create another function for it. Go to build, then so the total cost is going to be the total service cost plus the total item cost. So we're going to select total item cost plus the total service cost. Let's remove this. So this is the formula that is going to calculate for us the total cost. Okay, then we run. So as you can see, it has added 7,000 and 2,500 to give us the total cost, which is 9,500. But as you can see on this field, it's wrong, since we are supposed to multiply the total cost of the item times the number of items that the customer has bought. So we go back to the cost of items. So we are going to add a line or a small formula that if, let's take an example of accessories, which is 2,500 is purchased, then it's going to multiply 2,500 times the number of items that that the customer has bought. So we're going to add here, we're going to multiply the number of the package price times the number of units that the customer has bought. So this is going to give us the correct value. As you can see, the farmer bought two units, so it's going to multiply 2 by the price of the item, which is going to give us 5,000 in the case of accessories. And as you can see, so as the total cost is also updated. So this is all about this query. You can save it, close. Let's move to the next query, which is the trainee. The trainee, we're going to call it trainee query, which is based on the trainee table. So the query, let's use query wizard, the trainee table, select all the fields. We're going to call it trainee query. So this query is not very much complicated as the others. In fact, in this query, we are not really going to use any functions or any formula. So we will just leave it as the way it is. We have no formulas to input in this query. So that's all about in this query. You can save it and you can close. So the next query we are going to work on is the transportation query, which is based on the transport table. So let's go ahead and create it. So the transport table, select all the fields. I'm going to call it transport query. So in this query, it's also complicated a little bit since we are going to use some functions. So when you go to design view, we are going to create a function that will create that will calculate the total package transport and also the total item transport. So let's create a function that is going to calculate the total package transport. So we are going to use a formula, and this formula is somehow complicated and very long, since on the table, our question paper here, the cost of transportation according to this table, we have different things. So if it is single hive, we are going to calculate it as per the package, while the rest of it we are going to calculate it as per kilometer. And also in honey extractors, we are going to calculate it as per the items bought. So this query is going to be, this function is going to be a little bit long and confusing for some of you, but I'll take you through it. So if now we select the package transported, if package transported is equals to the single package, which we call it the single hive, the single hive, then the cost of transportation is 2,000 shillings. So this will be the cost of transportation for the single hive package. Now we are going to multiply it times the number of packages that is going to be ordered. So we are going to add a multiplication sign times the number of packages. So go to the next one, comma, if the if package transported is equals to the mini package, then the cost of transportation is 20 shillings multiplied by the distance. Since the question paper, the mini package is calculated according to the distance. So, comma, if the package transported is equals to full package, then the cost of transportation is, for the full package, is 25 shillings multiplied by the distance of transportation. We go to the next one. If the package transported is equals to if the package transported is equals to not available, which are going to add it later, not available, then the cost is 0. So I'm going to close it with 4 brackets, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the formula that will calculate the total package transportation. Okay, let's run and see. So there are no errors. So if you can just select here single life, and the number of packages, let's say 2, automatically it will calculate the total package transportation cost. So let's go ahead and do for the total item transportation cost. So the total item transportation cost. So in this, it's not that different, but also it has a long formula as the total package transportation cost. So if item transported, not the number of items, the item transported is equals to accessories then the transportation cost is 30 shillings now multiplied by the number of items or the number of units times the number of, not units but the number of items, then comma, if the item transported is equals to honey, the honey harvesting kits, then the cost of transportation is also 30 shillings multiplied by the number of items, comma, if the item transported is equals to honey extractors, then the transportation cost is 100 shillings multiplied by the number of items, and also if the item transported is not available, then the cost is 0. So let's close, then okay, we run. So let's input some data, then we see if it's actually working. So the number of items we can see 3. So it calculates for us the distance, let's say 100 kilometers. So let's finish by doing the total cost. So the total cost of transportation is going to be the total item transportation cost plus the total package transportation cost. Let's remove these square brackets. So it will be the total item transportation cost added to the total package transportation cost, and run. So as you can see, it has given us our value, which is 4090. So the reason why we input the not available, let's say in a case that a farmer or a customer does not want to purchase a package but wants to purchase only an item, you can say you can input not available, then let's choose an accessory, the honey extractor. Honey extractors. So let's say 2 and number of units 2, distance 0. So there's something wrong. Let me take a look. So any extractors multiplied by 2 will give us 200. So the total price will be 200. That's the cost of transportation. Also, you can select full package. Let's say the number of packages 2. Then full, the number of total package, and here we can say not available. So the full package, which is multiplied by the distance. Let's take an example, 200 kilometers. That's going to give us 5,000 here. So that's it. But you can also go ahead and remove the default value so that you can leave this fields as blank, not 0. So we are done with this query. let's go ahead and create another query, which is the purchase table query based on the purchase table. So I'm going to use query wizard, then you select the purchase table, all the fields, call it purchase query. Let's go ahead and modify it. So in this query, it's not that complex. We'll only have a few formulas to input, and that is the cost of purchase right here, and also the payment method function that we are going to use. So let's build for the cost of purchase. So where we will be calculating the product bought times the price of the product. So let's type the formula. So if the product bought is equals to honey, then the cost of honey is 900 shillings, comma, if the product bought is equals to B products, then the cost is 1200 shillings. So that's it. Then we close it with B products. Close it with 2. So this time is the quantity. So we're going to add a multiplication times the quantity. So that's it. So that if we can run, there is an error. So the error is the error. So our error is here. We didn't close it. Okay. So as you can see, clear the error. So let's go back to design view and add table, the farmer table, so that we can get the names of the farmers from the table, from the farmers table. So like that. So that when you input the farmer ID, the farmer name and the phone number will come automatically. Let's take an example. If the product bought is honey, the quantity you can say 100 kilos, then the cost of purchase is 90,000. So we'll come and make a formula for that field. So when you go back to the question paper, it says that if it says that the company also buys honey from the farmers at 900 shillings per kg, B products at 1200, and for further processing and subsequent sales to the customer. A farmer who sells is below 20,000 is paid in cash, while sales between 20,000 and 80,000 are paid by mobile money transfer. Any sales exceeding 80,000 will be paid by electronic fund transfer. So we are going to create a function or an expression based on this information. So go back to design view. Then you want to create an expression that will automatically set that will automatically uh, select the payment method for the goods for the products that the company purchases. So the formula is going to be if the cost of purchase is equals to, no, sorry, it's not is equals to, is greater than 20,000, then the payment method will be cash payment. Then comma, if the cost of purchase is equals to, sorry, is greater than 80,000, then the payment method will be mobile money transfer, comma, if cost of purchase is less than uh, is sorry, it's greater than 80,000, then the mode of payment will be electronic fund transfer. Then you close it using brackets. Okay, then you run. So as you can see, automatically it has selected electronic fund transfer since it is greater than 80,000. So that's all about it in this query. But for some fields here, we can come and create some drop-down list. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's save and close. So the services table, design view, the item purchased. We're going to make a combo box of the list of items. So the first one is honey. The second one is bee products. And the other one, there are only two. So that's it. Let's save, then close. So we have created 5 queries so far, and this other query that I want to create, it's not actually a complicated query. It is a query that we are only going to filter some information from the service table. So we are going to create a query based on the service query, not table. Then you are not going to select all the fields. We are only interested in a few fields, and that is the items. So you can say service ID, the service, no, not the service type, but you can select the item purchased, number of units, uh, the total cost of the item, the farmer ID, farmer name, date of purchase only. So we're going to call it as the item query. So this query is only going to filter some information for us. So I think I did a mistake. Let's go ahead and correct it. So go to design view. So we made a combo box in the wrong table. So it's supposed to be here where we put the honey and bee products. Then we correct in the service table the items purchased supposed to be accessories, the honey harvesting kits, and honey extractors, and also not available. Next, when you go back to the items query, when you select, take an example of accessories, it only gives you the items that have been purchased and not the services. So let's save it, then close. So I guess this is the end of the queries. I don't think I have any more queries to add on this project. So there are some things that I haven't done. That is creating the combo boxes in some queries. So I guess I hope you know how to create them, because they will make the work easier. So thank you very much for your time, and the next video we are going to create forms from the queries that you have created. So please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and also comment if you have any question. Please leave a comment, and I see if I will be able to answer. So thank you very much, and see you in the next video.